I have a question.
Again, go on.
Yeah, I think it's fun to start these off.
It's good.
Me
It is
asking
good.
you a question.
It is good. Go on.
So I was thinking, if you had to show someone one singular a scene of Who, right, to try and hook them on the show, not a whole episode, but just a scene. What would that scene be and why?
I've always thought about this, and I think I don't know, because I would say the Heaven Sent bird scene with the wall, but I feel like if as a person who's never watched Doctor Who before, I feel like you wouldn't appreciate it as much as fans would, because it's a brilliant Doctor moment. But that's a great scene. Either that, or I'd say, there's many speeches. The Rings of Action speech. There's probably one to go to as well. God, that's a good question. That's a doozy. You're leading me on my body. Look, I'm just saying, like, I reckon those are good. You've left me stumped.
Yeah, no, I'm with you with the speeches, because I think a lot of the speeches kind of...
Yeah.
They kind of summarize what the show is, like Pete's Be Kind speech, or his, this is a scale model of war. That one.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
And I totally agree. Like, the scenes in the show that are so good, like the end of Day of the Doctor. Right. But people who aren't fans of the show just, they won't appreciate it.
I've always wanted to show that
I was
Heaven
thinking,
Sent people, yeah.
Yeah, like Heaven Sent's awesome, but only really to people that are watching it. God damn, what was the scene I was thinking? I was thinking of a scene, and I thought it was it's so obscure, but I think it's a great way to sort of pitch the show in terms of how crazy and how weird it can be.
Okay.
So, the scene on, I think, it's before the flood, the second episode, the second part.
Right.
Of, the opening scene of that, where Pete sort of explains that timey-wimey stuff. It's so obscure, but I think people could watch that and be like, okay, I kind of get, like, what this show works, at least for the Moffat era, because that kind of is such a good example of what the Moffat era is, just like,
I don't believe you said that.
Things.
I was gonna say that exact scene. I'm not kidding.
Were you actually?
On my life, I was gonna say that. I didn't say it because I was like, that's probably not very well known. But yeah, because he breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah, it's obscure, but I think it's a really great way to pitch the show.
I love that scene. I've always loved that scene.
Yeah, probably
I was so
the best part
gonna
of that
say
episode.
That's bizarre. I 110% was going to say that. I should have said it. Fuck. But yeah, that is a great scene. It's hard. I would love to show a non-fan Heaven Sent, because I just think it's perfection with every sense. But I don't know if people would enjoy it if they haven't seen Doctor Who. I don't know. I'll have to try it sometime, actually.
Yeah, I've shown it to like a few people who were sort of big on the David era and sort of zoned out around Matt and didn't watch any Pete. I've shown Heaven Sent to like quite a few people there in that sort of category.
How's that
and
gone down?
They've all been like, this is great. But I don't think they've been compelled to continue watching. I don't know why. Such a cliffhanger. But I think as well, the cliffhanger at the end, no one understands the stakes of it.
That's right.
If you've not watched the Moffat era.
Or like they wouldn't know Gallifrey or like...
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Just Pete and Clara, no matter what you
Clara's
think
death.
of her.
Yeah, they wouldn't know that. Yeah, they wouldn't know that.
Lots of stakes there.
I still think it's cool to show people, but
yeah,
that's just me.
Oh,
but
well, how you doing? You're looking good. I like the shirt.
Thanks. This is my DJ shirt. I went to go get some shirts today to DJ. I went to Maya. Got some cool shirts. I actually only got two actually. But I got my first...
Can you DJ as a Doctor Who remix?
I was thinking I might do that actually. I could. I don't make music yet. I don't make music. I play other people's music because I'm a talentless hack. No, it actually takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of skill actually. I will say that.
Yeah,
but,
I've seen.
I had my first gig in not this Saturday, next Saturday. So I am getting ready for that. I'm pretty much done, to be honest, which is groovy, which is really Gucci. So yeah, I went with Mum today to get some shirts and wanted her opinion. And I got these two. It's really nice. It's really nice material. Definitely need to lose my beer gut though, because it doesn't look very great in it. But apart from that,
I can't tell from here. I can only see from your chest up.
I literally thought that. I was like, that's great. You can't see it, but you could see it in glorious person one day.
Amazing.
But yeah, no, I'm good. I've just been at TAFE. I actually listened to our podcast at TAFE this week.
Did you?
I re-listened to it. I did. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good, if I can say so myself. Cool. I did actually I don't know. I used to do it with me and Dan's show. I don't really anymore. But with this one, it was a bite size. You know, it's fun, and I thought I could listen and think, how can we improve next week? Which wasn't much to improve on because we actually did quite good. But yeah, I liked it a lot. I love the on Spotify the anchor logo, which they automatically put in. By the way, you can't pick where it goes. It's slap bang at the end of my name. Which is hilarious.
There is a button. I can turn that off, I think. There's a button somewhere for that.
Yeah, do you mind? Because, like, I love how I put it in our group chat with Aidan in it, and he just puts lol. He's like, I don't fucking care. doesn't even like, just offer to change it. He's just like, lol. I was like, fair enough. I even made a meme about it because I was like, that's hilarious. You know, I posted a meme about it. Yeah. Then I put it on Twitter and I took it down after 10 minutes because I didn't want you to think that I was I didn't want people to think that you'd purposely put the logo on my name because people don't.
I don't care.
I was trying to be the nice guy. I was like, I don't want Aidan to think that I'm not appreciative of his work. I don't want people to think I was memeing on you. So I was like, nice BB-8 drink there, Aidan.
Thanks. I just spilt water all over me. That was nice. I was just before that, just to keep things slightly Doctor Who related, drinking out of my Doctor Who Experience coffee mug. I already had 2 Doctor Who mugs, and when I went to the Experience in back in the day, it was before it was revamped for Pete. I went there and I was like, I want to buy something, but I didn't want to buy a toy. I had the DVDs and stuff. Yeah. And there was a mug, and I was like, man, I already have 2 mugs, but I like this mug. It's got a cool design on it. So I committed to it, and it's my favorite tea mug. Not coffee, just tea. I have particular cups that I like my coffee in and cups that I like my tea in.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm funny like that.
We have the same second one. We have the Dalek one. We both have that one.
We do. That one's a coffee cup. That's a coffee one. It's slightly thicker rimmed.
What's the difference, can I ask?
So I like my coffees out of that. It's so bizarre. It's so weird. But yeah.
Well, you're not wrong, because I prefer to have my hot chocolates in these big mugs because you can get more in it. But I don't like tea or coffee in this. So that actually does make sense.
To each his own.
People can't see us with these mugs.
I know.
So they're just like, what do they
has
look like?
This really plain, boring mug.
Fuck off. My mum bought these.
So... we got a bit distracted there.
Hang on a minute. That's the part of it. That's the Doctor Who podcast. I forgot.
Yeah.
Wait, one question before we start.
It's a 50% podcast for a reason.
How far ahead are you now?
So last week, for the listeners that maybe are jumping in this week, last week Conor and I discussed that I was a bit naughty and I wasn't watching weekly and I jumped ahead a few episodes. Connor's just walked away from his mic, so I'm just going to stall and keep the story going for a bit.
I love how I didn't say, I literally, to Aidan, said 1 second without any audio. I did like this, so no one would know
just
I left.
Over our video chat.
And then Aidan goes, Conor just left. I literally just went to grab my tea because we were talking about delicious hot beverages, so...
Just had to make a big deal out of it. So last week I said that I was jumping ahead a few episodes and I was getting a bit overexcited, but I cut myself off. I haven't watched any this week, so I'm still up to the Unquiet Dead. So I want to get back so weekly.
Yeah,
I am missing watching it.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched Unquiet Dead yet. I'll probably start it maybe on the weekend or something. But it took me I think it took me twice to finish End of the World.
Okay.
What did you think of End of the World, Aidan?
Yeah, there we go. So today, if you didn't know, we're watching... we're talking about the End of the World. If you haven't watched the End of the World, and by that I don't mean the news and stuff that's happening outside right now. But I should edit in like a shitty drum roll or something.
Wow.
But so we're talking about the End of the World. So you should go watch it. And then listen to the podcast. Sorry, I hit my mic. Sorry. That's wow.
Sorry.
That's how we're doing things here, though. Okay, so the End of the World. It is the 2nd episode of season 1. It broadcast on the 2nd of April 2005, starring Christopher Eccleston as the 9th Doctor and Billie Piper as Rose Tyler. Written by Russell T Davies and directed by Euros Lynn, who we had a big conversation about last week. He also directs the next episode. He directs The End of Time. Conor is dancing in his video. I don't know why.
Because I love this news. What on Aidan?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. I'm so prepared.
Look
I'm
at
so
that.
prepared.
You are prepared.
I've got my first fun fact for you, just from going down the Wikipedia page.
Go on.
Is that once again Nicholas Briggs is involved in this episode?
Who?
It just says alien voices. I think.
I forgot.
Alien voice. Yeah. So he just mumbles something probably.
Is he the Boxer Baboon?
Possibly. What a champ. The box of Balboom or whatever. The blue fucker.
R.I.P.
He's awesome.
to my boy.
Oh yeah, he burned to death, didn't he?
Yeah, he
what a
dies,
man.
yeah. I used to love, when I first saw him as a kid, I was like, oh, he's so cool. And he literally just gets obliterated by an expanding sun.
I've got the toy somewhere.
Yes! I know, so do I. Literally.
I love that music when they're all coming out. It's so happy.
Bro,
Wasn't
score
that
is
like...
great.
I think that was on a bunch of like the video games on the computer on the Doctor Who website. I don't know. I think it was.
Oh, look at this nerd.
Yeah, I used to play those. There was a really fun one with a Dalek when you just track around.
That
where
was
the
the
Dalek
best. That was the
That
best.
was so much fun.
That was so fun. The old website is OG.
And there was like a Slovene one as well. That was fun.
Yes.
And you were like canine avoiding the Slovene or something. I don't quite remember.
That was take me back. Like those were such good days. By the way, I do love how they made a toy out of the Voxer Baboon, and he was only like in the episode for like 5 minutes, if that.
You know what they should have done? You know how they've got two versions of Cassandra? They've got normal Cassandra and then exploded Cassandra?
Yes.
They should have normal Voxer Baboon and then one that's just like got a shadow of dust on the chair when he's been killed.
I've seen the prop. You must too, because we've both been to the Doctor Who experience. I've seen the prop of the Voxer Baboon. I like how it's practical. It's cool.
Yeah. There's so much stuff in this stuff that's practical and it's cool.
Oh yeah, you gotta respect
it. I guess that's like the first issue.
Look awful.
Yeah, that I think is like the first issue with this episode. It's just a lot of the CGI hasn't dated too well. Some of the wide shots of the ship I think looked passable. They were okay, but yeah.
Probably definitely on your Bluray didn't stand out very well.
Yeah. For sure. Okay, Conor.
The CGI ain't great. Yeah, go on.
Take it away. Give us your thoughts on the end of the world.
So I've never loved this episode. I said last week, like, you know, when I was a kid and I was watching it, like, you know, to go from Rose to this was a bit strange to me, and I never really loved it. And I never loved Unquiet Dead either. I didn't really get back into the show, like, really enjoying it until episode 4. But it's not terrible. It's not great either. I think the weirdest thing for me that always stuck out is if the Doctor's trying to take Rose to a really cool, like, her first ever adventure, what goes through his mind that he thinks, I'll take her to watch her planet explode? That just doesn't sit well with me.
That's very mean, isn't it? It's very mean.
Yeah, especially since his planet just got destroyed. He knows how it feels, you know.
I never thought of this.
Makes perfect sense, you know. But look, I think it's got some cool music in it. The thing I noticed as well is that, like, you know, they never do like this in Doctor Who anymore. But they were playing like they played Tainted Love, they played Toxic, and then, you know, I don't really think they've done it a lot. I mean, the only other thing I can remember them doing was when they played Feel the Love in Psalm of the Daleks. You know that scene? It's like, oh, I said it's true.
Yes, they had a little run with that. In the Power of Three as well, there's a moment where Amy's at a bar and they have Titanium on in the background.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, there's scenes like that where, you know, they play music in here, but they don't do it a lot, which I think is cool. They should have done it more.
Yeah.
I think it's a fine episode. I don't think it's anything great. It's a lot of people getting killed by metal spiders, and, you know, you just hear them screaming, and it cuts to the next scene, the audio is still playing of them screaming. It's a bit cheesy. But I really like the beginning scene of the TARDIS. I do like the ending where, you know, he's on a space planet. The Cassandra stuff, it's a fat meme, but it's pretty funny. Look, I don't think this is a great episode, but hey, it's not the end of the world.
How long have you been holding on to that one for, mate?
So I was doing the washing upstairs just before I came down, and I thought of it, and I was like, I have to at some point say that. That is hilarious. Thank you, Aidan. Thank you so much.
That was good.
Thank you.
That's made the podcast, I think.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm here all week. Cheers.
You know what's a really silly, dumb thing that I noticed in this episode?
Go on.
Was how much better people are at painting people blue now. Because in this, the blue, it could be like a little crusted and it looks like it's paint. But in like...
It does look like it's paint,
in Pete's final two-parter, there's like a blue person in there and he just looks blue.
Yeah.
So I was just watching this and was like, man, they've come a long way with their paint.
The blue has come a long way.
That's right. The blue man.
That is a good point, Aidan. I did not think of that.
That's my critical analysis of the end of the world for you.
That's your only flaw. You're like, apart from that, a solid episode. What did you actually think, though? Did you like it, or?
Yeah, okay. I did like it.
That long-ass pause.
Yeah, well, I had to... Well, I'm actually getting a bit of lag from you, Con, so I'm just trying to...
Yeah, I'm getting a bit of lag from you too, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the words that you're saying, but that's fine. They won't hear it in the actual podcast, so it's okay. My thoughts. Pretty ambitious episode. Lots of VFX shots, which we've already discussed. But I think just from like being in 2005 and RTD having to be like, all right, here's what we're going to do. Connor's walked away from his microphone again. Here's what we're going to do.
No, I didn't. I literally, for a second, to put my cup back. You dog.
But I think like there's lots of like prosthetics. There's a lot of ambition in this one, I think, which was pretty cool. Especially for the second episode. Oh, we got more Time Lord backstory, which was cool. And Eccleston gets a really nice scene with the tree woman. And that was very emotional.
I was going to say, that's a great scene. That is a great scene.
Eccleston performed excellent there.
He did. He definitely did, yeah. Yeah.
And I enjoy, and I'll touch on this next week with the Unquiet Dead, but I really enjoy how every week they just seem to, add a smidge more of the Time Lord history in there, which is really cool. Like stuff we didn't know. And it's like, I don't remember a time where I didn't know this stuff, like about the Time War and stuff. I don't know if I talked about this last week, but it's kind of, it would have been so cool to go in there after watching Classic Who and then coming into this. And then this is kind of the series arc. Learning about the Time War, it kind of becomes like serial in a way.
Yeah, it's huge. Goes on for ages.
It does. It's very cool.
I do love that as well. I do love the fact that they, that scene you said, where he like has a fat tear.
Fat tear.
I love that scene. And he doesn't even say anything. He really does show his stuff really well. Like it just the emotion on his face is just great,
Yeah, I think it's his performance and then the shot as well. It's like quite a nice close up of him from what I remember.
Yes, yeah, no, it's great. I really
and
do
the
love
score
that scene as well.
The score boosts it as well.
Baby.
Oh baby.
Murray's always great. Definitely.
Yeah, really dig the music, like you said, like Toxic and stuff like that being in there. A lot of fun, makes it quite different. I thought, Tainted Love is the first song they play, right?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, I really love that scene where Rose gets really overwhelmed by what's happening, and the song is like, it kind of mirrors what she's thinking. I think it humanizes Rose in a way that we don't see with any other companion in New Who, or any of Who really. Like, we don't see a companion really get overwhelmed when they do their first big adventure, But with Rose, she like flips out, and she like, that's when she then runs away, and she runs to, the platform or wherever she runs to.
Right, yeah.
Don't you think that's like really cool?
Yeah, and then she argues with the doctor and stuff, and like,
yeah,
because she's like, that is a cool scene where like she says like, I just left and I didn't even think, I don't even know him, Yeah, I think that was cool, and that was
the reality of it all kind of kicks in, and it's wicked.
It is cool. It is cool as well that I do like as well how it literally does pick up from last week, like and it does have the consequences of her going with the doc and stuff, and going again like. Just to take her to the end of the like Earth blowing up again, it is a bit weird to me, but the scene as well where like she sees the Earth for the first time it's pretty lit, and then when the whole sun expands thing, and like there's like some cool stuff about Earth, how it's changed over the years, and it's like, what was it, like 5 billion years in the future or something, and then like they say they reverted it back to the classic style, and there's no one living on it and stuff, and I find it's a cool concept. Again, just like execution for me, I just never loved it as an episode, but It's far from terrible. There's definitely worse second. For some reason, I've always disliked the second episodes of most seasons.
Yeah, I think in particular from memory, the RTD era has a lot of like, kind of average. It's weird though, because then in season 2 you have Tooth and Claw, which is brilliant, but the first episode is shit with New Earth from my memory.
It's funny you should say that, because I always count New Earth as, and I shouldn't, but I always count New Earth as the second episode.
So does that mean you count every first episode of the season as the second episode of the season because of the Christmas specials?
That's the thing, I never do. But then for some reason I've always thought of that as, but no, like, you know, yeah, I guess you're not wrong actually. But I guess with like, you know, what is it? It's like it's a Shakespeare Code, and it's Fires of Pompeii, Beast Below. You know, I mean, the 2-part of the astronaut is great, but that's not a second episode. Technically, it's the same story. Impossible Astronaut, and then it's like Curse of the Black Spot, and then it's Rings of Akaton, and it's like, ugh, these episodes suck. Like,
yeah,
it almost has to follow it has the thing that stories episode 1 has, with like the whole idea that it has to still kind of be quite a big event, because like, you know, it's first episode we first meet the characters, second episode is their first adventure, and then like from there on outwards they can kind of just like go back to like a normal formula. But like, it just, for me, that's the thing, like it felt just quite like a formula, you know, they were just ticking off the boxes of what they had to do, you know.
Yeah, I get you.
Far from terrible though.
Yeah. What else have I got in there? I've got some more points.
Go on.
I think this is the first time we hear Rose's theme, which is a real beautiful little dun,
Right.
dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. That's great. That's very nice.
Dun, dun, da, 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 da.
That's great.
Such a beautiful theme.
Also, first mention of Bad Wolf.
Was there?
Yeah.
That went over my head.
Yeah, you hear it. I think it's a shot on the face of Bo or something. I don't exactly recall, but the first mention is in there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's the thing, because like I know in the long game, there's like a little you see the face of Bo on one of the TVs, and it says Bad Wolf in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be a cool connection to like Jack and Rose and stuff, because like RTD, you little devil.
What a little devil.
I did not know that. I did not notice that, because I know there's one in Unquiet Dead.
Yeah, the big bad wolf.
Yeah, the big bad wolf. Yeah. Shit, I didn't know that. It's pretty much in every episode, like hidden somewhere. But I love that. I love those little, like, you know, there's that, and there's Torchwood and Saxon and the Nox, and like.
Yeah.
Then you do that well, I guess you kind of did it this season with Lone Sideman, but that was shit. So.
Yeah, and the Timeless Child was kind of like a thing that was just
true. Do you see Crispy got onto a bit of controversy? Which was dumb, by the way, because it's his opinion. But I saw a Doctor Who Stan account had a screenshot of his video, because I didn't actually watch it, but he did a video on the Timeless Child.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
and it was about the negative, like, I think it was pretty much saying you should just write in and let me know what you thought about it. And apparently he just, according to this person, they said, he just focused on all the negative comments, and but I think that was the point of the video. But anyway, she called him out.
He only read out four comments, and I think from memory there was like 2 that didn't like it, 1 that was a little bit neutral, and then 1 that was kind of good about it. Right. But like, he just said like, I got so much responses, and I just couldn't be fucked like reading them all out. So
right, yeah. Look, you know, I think, do you know what? It's fine to not like it. Just as much as that person liked it, you know, if they like it, that's their opinion. But if someone else doesn't like it, that's their opinion. It was just weird. Like they had to make a big ass deal about it, because people were saying they didn't like it, which is weird.
There's so much beef about it.
The Doctor Who community is so weird. There's such weird people in it. To go happy to be there. Instead.
Happy to be here.
Oh god, yeah, I'm so glad we're joining it. Like, I if people have a problem with what we say, I can't wait to just be like, lol, that's so funny, because people get so defensive about it.
Yeah,
it's okay not to like it. It's okay to like it.
Yeah,
it's up to you.
And I guess people will have to wait until episode 160 something of the podcast when we get up to the Timeless Children.
We'll get there one day.
We'll get there.
I like this episode more than the Timeless Children, I'll just say that.
That's fair.
Wow. I didn't even think of that until now. Let that sink in, folks.
Wowee.
It's not that bad. No. It's not great, but did it look good on Blu-ray? Like,
yeah, it looks okay. The thing with the Blu-ray, some shots look great, and some shots I think were just like a little bit unsalvageable, and they're like, we'll just maybe color correct that corner there, and then that's like all they do.
Just like Aidan when he said.
Okay, I got a point here. I got a real funny point here. How fucking unpractical is Cassandra's life? Like, she's doing all these things to improve her, to make her like the perfect human or whatever. But she can't do anything.
Yeah, but that's why she has the guys next to her. Yeah,
but like, what enjoyment does she get out of life? She's just a bitchy trampoline, as Billy puts it.
What a question. This is actually, this is what I'm doing with my Thursday night.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm thinking about Cassandra not being able to live a good life. No, you're not wrong.
There's a couple of really shit shots of Cassandra in there as well.
Oh, there is.
Like, where they're just like,
it looks a lot
shots.
better in New Earth. But
yeah, I don't really remember, but we'll see.
It's a good point when you made though. Like, did you notice after Russell's era? Well, sorry, after Russell's first episode. Sorry, fuck's sake, it's been a long week. Sorry, after Russell's first series.
Yeah.
There was obviously the BBC obviously got like the ratings back in and got all their like demographics back, and they saw a lot of kids were watching it, and they got rid of like this. It's not swearing per se. They don't say bitchy or like there's a bastard line here and there in this season, but like there's little stuff like that which doesn't come
but they
back.
Kind of come back a bit. In the Moffat era, he sort of would throw in a little word here and there. I noticed.
What does Clara call the Doctor in Kill the Moon at the end? I remember you were like, oh, she nearly said, what was it? That was the last time I remembered Clara being like, or someone saying something that was a bit edgy, but it still nothing like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's my point.
There's a moment as well where Wilf swears in The End of Time, I think. Wilf, and then David's like, don't swear, or something, and he's like, you're not my dad, or something like that. I don't know. I think so, yeah.
Oh god, that's the thing. Like, I used to be like when I heard those, I was like, ooh. I reckon that look, it's the classic BBC being like, oh, it's a kids show, you can't say this and that. But I did notice that with the whole bitchy trampoline thing. But yeah, look, Cassandra, she's probably not living her best life. There's also a joke about someone not lasting in bed very long, because Cassandra makes that joke about her eighth husband or something. It's like, oh, he didn't last very long, just like my eighth husband. Ha ha ha.
Did she mean that though? I think I took it in a different way than you, Connor.
No, that's what she means. She means he came to her.
I thought she just meant that like she moved on and got another husband.
No.
Like he didn't last too long as my husband, I moved on and got another one.
I would tweet Russell, but
we need like an Ask Russell button.
I reckon it is a joke about what's it called? Premarital ejaculation. I reckon it is. I 100% reckon it was.
Do you reckon we should tweet at Russell and see if he replies?
Didn't he deactivate his account though?
Did Russell? I know Stephen did.
I think Russell and Steve, that was heartbreaking. I don't know why they even left. That was so cool what they were doing.
Yeah.
No, I think they both did.
Oh.
I think they both did.
Maybe I'll message Russell on Insta and see what happens.
Yeah, you'll probably have more luck there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, no, I don't know if Russell's left Twitter, but he definitely said he's not doing any more tweet alongs.
Yeah, well, the tweet alongs
because those are really cool.
They've all stopped. Emily Cook, the lovely lady that was running them, has said they were meant to do the finale was meant to be the Well Enough in Time in the Doctor Falls, but all these Black Lives Matter, all that stuff's going on right now, and they didn't feel like it was the right time to do it, which I think is kind of fair enough. There's important things happening right now. And that's why they released that. Did you see that clip that came out? With
Bill.
With Bill and Nadal.
Another, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so that was, you know how they always release like a special bit of content with the tweet alongs?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was with that one, but they didn't actually do the tweet along, but just because they've been working on this clip, they still released the clip, which was really cool, I think, and nice.
Murray comes to do the score, bless his heart.
Yeah, well, do you know who did the CG?
Did he?
No, I said, do you know who did the CG?
Oh, I thought you said, do you know he did the CG? No. Who?
Do you remember an old YouTuber, John Smith? Who would do this? Yeah, he did the CGI for it, I'm pretty sure.
No.
Let me look this up.
Yeah, didn't he make the Series 11 intro?
Yeah, I think he works for the BBC now.
Isn't that amazing? That he was just making YouTube videos and they were like, you're sick. That's crazy. I'm still subbed to him. Though. I'm still subbed to him.
Yeah, so am I, but, you know, unfortunately he doesn't make stuff because he's so full.
Yeah, he's a busy boy at the BBC.
He definitely is. But his stuff was so good back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, they remember that Sherlock and Doctor Who on?
Yeah.
That almost looked real.
It says visuals by Ben Pickles here. But I swear I read that John Smith did it. And maybe Ben Pickles is because his name, obviously, you know, that's not...
You know his name, it's John Smith. I don't know. What a last name. Kill me.
Pickles.
You can't. Who has the last name Pickles?
The VFX looks like the type of VFX he would do, though. You know, like.
What's your last name? Pickles. Dude, funniest shit I've ever seen. Can't turn herself into a pickle. Funniest shit I've ever seen. Oh, Pickles. Imagine having a last name Pickles.
Yeah, look, this guy made a great piece of work, and we're just out here making fun of his fucking last name.
A great
the
Pickles
YouTube community's
work.
Gonna get offended.
Good. Come at me.
Yeah, I think it is John Smith. I'm reading a comment here that says, I remain unconvinced that John Smith is human. This looks photoreal, Jesus Christ. So I think...
it is him?
Yeah, I think it is him. It's just got his actual name on there. Mr.
So
Pickles.
John Smith's real name is Pickles?
Pickles, that's right. You heard it here first, folks.
No wonder he used John Smith. I mean, come on. Would you really want to use Pickles as your last name? I'm not trying to be mean.
He's done such good making this. He's made such a good thing for the community and for distracting people from the crazy end of the world that we're living in. And you're just here just shitting on his last name.
Oh, look, I think that, you know, the guy, he's got everything over me. He works at the BBC, actually. he has a brilliant argument. He'd be like, you suck. I work at the BBC. I'm like, you know what, Pickles? You're not wrong.
I run a Doctor Who podcast that gets 3 views.
Yeah, you know. He's a couple pickles short of a jar. I'm sorry, I shouldn't make fun of someone's name.
Silly bugger.
I shouldn't make fun of someone's.
It's kind of funny.
I do feel bad. If Mr. Pickles is... Mr. Pickles. If Mr. Pickles is... Bro, imagine... I'm sorry, imagine marrying him. Imagine going from your maiden name to... Well, what's your new name? Pickles.
Checking in for the honeymoon suite, and it's like, oh, this is just Mr. and Mrs. Pickles checking in.
We now wed Mr. and Mrs. Pickles. That's so fucking...
Oh man, the poor kid in school. Like oh man, the bullying, that'd be insane.
That's what I mean. No wonder you got so good at VFX. You probably didn't have many friends.
Conor, we're getting...
I'm sorry.
This is so mean, man.
I'm sorry.
I love it. I do love it.
I'm so sorry.
Funny. Don't apologise to me. Apologise to Mr. Pickles.
I'm sorry. I do love you, John Smith.
John Smith.
Again, he's got everything up for me. He works at the BBC.
That's the only reason we're making fun of him, is because he's far superior at what he does compared to the things that we do.
Yeah, it's like secretly a jealous thing.
Yeah. Conor, we need our ratings.
Okay, I thought long and hard about this.
Okay, I'm glad.
I actually did.
Okay.
And I'd say it might be a bit harsh, but I'll probably have to give it a 4.
Really? A 4? That low?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's half of last week's, so...
Wow. Yeah, that's...
Wow, what are you going to give it?
Well, at first, I had written down after immediately watching it a 7.5,
What?
but I have stepped it down to a 7 on reflection now, just because I think, like, you know, the VFX really don't hold up, and, you know, it's not exactly a massive standout.
Jesus. That's pretty high.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think there was some fun moments in there, and like I said, the prosthetics are awesome, some great production design and set design and music and stuff in there. But
Yeah, fair enough. That's not. It's not right. I don't know. It's never really sat well with me, I guess. But that's fair enough. That surprises me.
yeah,
That does surprise me. What?
nothing. I just have a cheeky smirk on my face.
You're like, you simp.
You simp. You
Loving
simp.
every episode of Doctor Who. You know, you're surprising me a lot because, you know, you never loved his era. This is surprising me, what you're saying about the episode. I'm very glad.
What do you mean? I love the RTD era. It's just not my favorite era, you know? Like same as you, I grew up with it.
Moffat.
I loved David and stuff, but something about, like, Pete in particular just, like, hit me at the right time, you know? And that's why Pete is sort of my Doctor, and that's the era that I like to go back to the most. Even though it's, like, it's kind of the most recent era, in a way, you know, except for the newest era.
Peter's definitely the best actor to play the Doctor.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, strongly
He
agree.
is great. He is great. And it's interesting, like, this Doctor is another thing, like, you know, he wasn't a strapping young lad. So it's interesting that the BBC went and made the move with bringing in David after Eck. Because, like, you know, he was never meant to be, like, a young person. But I don't know, it's interesting to me. But no,
Yeah.
I agree. I think Moffat's era is really cool. And I think Pete is great. I'm just a bit too nostalgic for Russell's era. But look at me, I go worse rating than you, so, you know.
Yeah, well, there you go. Maybe I'm too lenient. I can't change my leniency of things now, though, because then all my ratings will be out of whack, and we're just going to play it by ear.
You made a really good point last week when you said that there are so many good episodes coming up, and if I give this one a bit too high, then I feel like that won't really. Like, I want to give out some 9s. I want to give out some 10s. I'm ready.
Yeah, well,
you know,
we'll see how we go when we get to some of the big ones. Like when we get to Dalek, we get to what are they called? The Empty Child and stuff like that.
I'll be very interested to see what I think. You know what? I'm like you now. I'm taking it weekly, but there are some episodes I'm very excited to rewatch. Like Father's Day.
They are gonna be great.
The final and the and all the Empty Child and stuff. Like I'm very much looking forward to watching them. And it's weird because there's some episodes I want to actually rewatch, but I'm like, I probably will just have to wait. And
that's what I've been doing for the past like 6 months. I've been like getting an itch for an episode every now and then, but I've just been holding off because I've been wanting to do this rewatch.
I'll be interested to see what I think of Unquiet Dead, because I never really loved that either. But I'll be interested to see if It's a pretty. I remember being pretty scared as a kid watching it.
Yeah, I remember it being very creepy. And on rewatch, I have things written down about that. But that's for next week's episode, Connor.
God, you have seen
get into my spoilers. Yeah, sorry. So that when we shot the first episode of this podcast, I'd watched the first 3 episodes, but I haven't watched any since then.
That's right. So you're gonna take it. You're gonna take it each week. So
yeah.
So next week you'll watch Aliens of London.
Well, I won't watch any next week because I'm supposed to watch The Unquiet Dead next week. But then once we've done the Unquiet Dead podcast, then I'll do the Sylvain 2-parter. So we're going to watch the 2-parters together, right? That's the plan, as one story, and review them as one story.
That does make sense. That does make sense.
I think so, because it's hard to, like, you can't draw a proper conclusion of stories and things like that when you've only watched half of it. And
do we give both episodes the same, like, do you know what I mean, like the same rating, or do we rate each one, or should we just rate it as a whole?
It's a combined total. I guess in a way we're reviewing the stories, not the episodes, because I guess the story spans 2 episodes, but it's one story, you know?
So we're only doing.
It's going to get a little confusing when we got up to 10 episode first season, you know?
Hey, what are we, series 11?
It's going to get a little confusing when we get up to, like, late Moffat when he like shook things up, and we have 3-parters that kind of are their own stories but do connect in a lot of ways. So that's going to be interesting. Even the end of RTD's era gets a bit like that with season 3 and 4.
Yeah.
There'll be but I think with those ones they're different enough that we can review Utopia as a separate one and then do Savage Jums and Lust of the Time Lords as one.
The same,
because they're kind of different. And it's same for Turn Left and then Stolen Earth and Journey's End, I think.
Yes, yeah. I mean, there'll be no double videos.
Shocking.
Yeah, legit. I'm always feeling like I'm talking and then you can't hear it come through, so you talk and then I'm like, anyway, my joke was there'll be none of that in Series 7.
Yeah.
There are no 2-parters.
Yeah, goddamn, that's going to be a long review season.
Once the show gets big, and it will, we could even do like some cool like live streams where we watch do like a sync watch.
Yeah, true.
With the audience,
we could do our own tweet alongs.
Do like that'd be sick.
Yeah.
And surely we got to I thought about this as well. Surely when like a fat meme episode comes up, we got to do a classic like beers on the podcast and talk about.
I was thinking we do one a season.
Yes, that'd be great.
Like
surely Boomtown for this one.
Yeah, we can do beers and Boomtown.
That's it. The beers on Boom.
And then Love and Monsters will be the season 2 one.
That's a good one. I like that episode.
Yeah, well, that's you. I'm interested to see, because I've always disliked it, but I'll be interested to see what I think of it now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and by the way, that lag is shocking. There's such a delay, because I literally said that, and then 5 seconds later, you're like, well, that's you. So I was like, bro, this lag is crazy. Hopefully it sounds okay on the thing.
Okay, maybe that's a cue to wrap things up there then.
Yeah, maybe.
So sorry if there is like a bit of dead air. I'll look into it and see if I can cut things down and match things up here and there. But one man can only do so much when you're working with this brilliant internet connection. Maybe it's you. Maybe you should try Hotspot next time, Con, or something.
Me?
I'm just saying.
How dare you?
Because I've switched from my house Wi-Fi to my hotspot, so I don't know what's going on.
It's probably the storm that's coming through.
That's true. We do have a big storm coming through.
Oncoming storm.
Spooky. The oncoming storm. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going off topic again, as we always do, which we love to do on this.
But
I hope you like us talking loosely about Doctor Who and having a bit of a laugh along the way. It's been fun once again, Connor.
Thank you for having me, Aidan.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, this lag is horrible, man. I literally said that like 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just ignoring me. I was like, fair enough. Like, don't say anything. We're running the show here, but that was hilarious.
Oh man, what a disaster! Our second episode in, and technology's just exploded on us.
That's okay. We'll be back next week for Unquiet Dead.
So go on next week. Well, no, God, I've so lost my train of thought. This is a disaster. Watch the Unquiet Dead before next week. Thanks for watching.
Watch along.
Connor, have a good one. Have a good fucking week. Go practice your DJ, get some better internet, and get a good night's sleep, okay?
You don't know it's my internet.
I was on video call to my girlfriend before we did this, from my computer to her phone. Totally
here we go. And it was perfect. It was perfect.
I'm just saying.
Maybe, internet goes up and down in quality sometimes. Maybe when you were just calling, it was good then. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Thanks for watching.
For your information.
That's good.
You twat.
That's good.
You set me off.
What a mess. All right.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Aidan.
Goodbye. See you next week on the 50% Doctor Who podcast. Insert an outro that we don't have.
It's Aidan and Connor's podcast. We're doing Doctor Who reviews. Doctor Who reviews.
Bum.
That's so weird with the lag. Goodbye, everybody.